Welcome, everybody, to another Tuesday morning. And this is part two of our last 6 episodes for the year 2025 of the original Star Trek series TOS. And yesterday, we covered episodes 19 and 20 of the final 6. Today, we're covering episodes 21 and 22. Reviews very quickly for those. And then tomorrow will be the final either live stream or webcam live for this channel, ChattyBloggerMS, till the big reveal, which comes out January 1st of next year. So there will be no more live streams or webcam shows from this location. Now, there is one exception though, and that is only if we do another JAS or another special edition JAS. But as far as I can see, I don't think of anything else I can really talk about because there really isn't much else going on. Happily, I'm hanging with, I guess, revised friends that, for whatever reason we had previous difficulties with, but no longer. And that's really all I'm going to say about that for now. And next year, we've got a lot of things planned. We're going to have some fun. And, like I said, the big reveal is going to reveal 3 different things that have never been covered on this channel before. And in February, after the 1st, that's when I'll go ahead and continue finishing out my final pop culture series for a while, which will be, Get Smart. And then after Get Smart is done, I'm going to ask all of you in future there in the community section of our channel, what would you like for us to do next? And I'm not going to make any choices. I'm just going to let you folks go through it and tell me what TV series, show, or whatever that you want me to cover, or even a movie. And I can do that too. So, yeah. So that's going to be, like I said, after we get through our things we do on January, then after February 1st, that's when we'll restart the Get Smart reviews with season 3. There are 2 more seasons to go, but they'll go by very fast because I plan on doing this for, like I'm doing right now for TOS to finish. I plan on doing that starting with Get Smart February 1st. So like 3 days a week, 2 episodes of the show each day, just, for 3 days in a row, usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the rest of the week is reserved for us or whatever else we do. So, yeah. So that's pretty much what it's going to be like. Okay, so moving on. And we got 1 like already. Thank you. All right, so let's go to TOS and our next 2 close to final of the season. Jodie Foster's back. Interesting. Okay. There's Star Trek. Okay. Season 3. Thank goodness we already went through the worst episode of season 3, which was the Way to Eden. That's the worst. Okay. Yeah, 2 pretty good ones towards the end. And these 2 today are pretty decent. Okay, so from season 3, we have episodes 21 and 22. The Cloudminders came out on Friday, February 28th, 1969. Now, in case you missed it yesterday, the Requiem for Methuselah, which was episode 19, came out on Valentine's Day, Friday, February 14th. And then a week later, The Way to Eden came out Friday, February 21st, which was episode 20. So now we're moving on to 21. And let's see, 7.1 out of 10 from over 3,400 people. So I agree with them. I think it's a C, obviously. Let's see. Kirk and Spock are caught up in a revolution on a planet where intellectuals and artists live on a utopian city in the sky while the rest of the population toils in mines on the barren surface below. Okay. And then Friday, March 7th, 1969 is when episode 22, The Savage Curtain, premiered. In that one, Kirk, Spock, Abraham Lincoln, and Vulcan legend Surak are pitted in battle against notorious villains from history for the purpose of helping a conscious rock creature's understanding of a concept he does not understand, good versus evil. And that had a 6.6 out of 10. So, yeah, to me, that's a C minus. Yeah, it's definitely a C minus grade. The battle was cool. I won't argue that the battle was pretty cool in the episode, but other than that, everything else was pretty much, yeah. So, yeah. Plus, the rock creature was not that intimidating to me. Actually, kind of looked like an oversized Horta from the Devil in the Dark episode, except he was probably a male big rock creature. Yeah. So anyway, a C and then a C minus. Okay. But I guarantee you that'll be the last C minus of the year because tomorrow, when we do all our yesterdays, that's definitely a B plus grade for me. I really loved it with Mr. Atos. And then the Turnabout Intruder with the insane Janice Lester. Oh, excuse me, Dr. Janice Lester, which got a 7. Well, 6.8. So, yeah, I gave it a 7. I gave it a C. So tomorrow you'll see a B plus and a C grade episodes tomorrow for our final live webcam. So, all right, well, let's get to the Cloudminders first. Remember, I'm just doing the first important bits of trivia. There won't be any goofs. There won't be any quotes. And if there's some crazy credits, we'll mention them. And yeah, if there's any different type of music, we'll mention it. And if there's anything outside of the confines of Paramount Pictures, stages 31 and 32, we'll mention that too. So, all right. Okay, so Judd Taylor directed this episode. The writers were Margaret Arman, David Gerald, and Oliver Crawford. And of course, the usual cast of trio characters there Shatner, Nimoy, and Kelly. Jeff Corey, who plays Placis, we'll talk about him, and Droxine, who is played by Diana Ewing. So we will look at those two, actor and actress. Okay. So let's take a look first at the trivia. Okay, the rest chamber on Stratus is furnished with the iconic ribbon chair by French modernist designer Pierre Pauline, which is upholstered here in day glow orange. This was one of the first TV roles for football star Fred Williamson, who later became a prolific film actor. Jeff Corey, who played Placis, was also a director and teacher. In fact, he was one of Leonard Nimoy's acting instructors. According to John M. Dwyer on the TOS Season 2 DVD special features, the metal artwork and sculptures that appear throughout the city were mostly parts of metal furniture, light tables, etc., that he had rented from a guy up in Topanga Canyon, minus the glass tops, and much care had to be taken to return them in their original condition. The script was written by David Gerald, one of 4 writers of Star Trek who had no prior TV writing credits. The other 3 were Jean Lisette Arust, Is There in Truth No Beauty, All Our Yesterdays, and then Judy Burns, The Tholian Web, and Joyce Muscat, The Empath. Nice. Okay. And there's one big spoiler. All right. So David Gerald conceived the original story on which this episode was based, an outline called Castle in the Sky. He was deeply disappointed with the final script. His original concept dealt with a three-way conflict between the elite of the planet's Sky City and two groups of the cave-dwelling miners, one adhering to the tenets of a pacifist, Martin Luther King-like leader, the other followers of a more militant Malcolm X-like figure. Gerald's story ended on a deliberately ambiguous note, with the only triumph being that Kirk finally managed to establish a dialogue between the groups. Gerald later characterized the final script, in which the miners' violent actions are blamed entirely on a toxic xenite gas in the mines, with the scathing line, "And if we can just get them troglodytes to wear gas masks, then they'll be happy little darkies and they'll pick all the cotton we need." Gerald also contributed season two's The Trouble with Tribbles in 1967. So that is the trivia. Okay, now we'll take a look at, let's see, no crazy credits. Right, so look at soundtrack. And of course, the theme song, as we know, by Courage and Norman. And now we'll see here. Yeah, and like I said, on the stages of 31 and 32 there at Paramount Studios. And this episode was film dates November 13th, 1968 to November 20th, 1968. So I think they knew right around this time that, the people, especially actors and actresses, were kind of wary, and they kind of knew that this was going to be it. And you could see it around everywhere. They were starting to tear down sets. They were starting to throw things away. It's weird. The whole thing was actually weird. I mean, the atmosphere, the mood was surreal. From what Nichelle Nichols, who played Uhura, said, it was surreal. Okay, so let's look at Jeff Corey first. All right, unfortunately, we did lose Jeff Corey back in 2002. Not only was he an actor, but he was also a director and additional crew he worked on. He was in the movie Getting Straight in 1970 with Elliot Gould. Let's see here. Jeff Corey was a film and television character actor, as well as one of the top acting teachers in America. He was born Arthur Zwirling on August 10th, 1914, in New York City, New York, to Mary Peskin, a Russian Jewish immigrant, and Nathan Zwirling, an Austrian Jewish immigrant. He was an indifferent student, but after taking a drama class in high school, young Corey became hooked, and his talent earned him many rewards. So, born August 10th, 1914, and he died August 16th, 2002, 6 days after he just turned 88 years old. So, let's see here. Okay, so in 1970, he was Caspe. That was the role he played in Beneath the Planet of the Apes. A year before that, in 1969, he was in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, where he played Sheriff Bledsoe. Trust no one, honey, okay? Make sure you get that to her. Yeah, okay, honey. And then in 1969, alongside, of course, the great John Wayne, he was in True Grit, where he played Tom Cheney. Tom Cheney, you son of a bitch! And he came after him, yeah. And then, of course, in Little Big Man, which featured, of course, the great Dustin Hoffman, he played Wild Bill Hickok. That was his role in 1970. All right. According to the IMDb background information, the final couple, we'll mention a couple of things that he worked in, both TV series. In the year 2000, he was in one episode of the TV series Charmed, which of course featured Alyssa Milano, among other people. And he was in season 2, episode 22, called Be Careful What You Witch For. Not wish, as in W-I-S-H, but W-I-T-C-H. What you witch for, as a council member in that. San Francisco City Council, probably. And then he was in the TV series The District, that same year in 2000, where he plays Vernon Stanley. And that episode, from season 1, episode 8, is called The Jackal. Nice. All right, so that was the mini bio of Mr. Jeff Corey. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at his wife who played Roxine in this, Diana Ewing. All right, Diana Ewing was born on January 4th, 1946 in Honolulu, Hawaii. So as of this date, she is a pleasant 79 years old. How about that? Same age as my mom, but she's a few months older. Wow. Anyway, she's an actress known for The Way We Were with Barbara Streisand in 1973. Of course, the Star Trek episode, and she's also known for A Knife for the Ladies in 1974. She's been married twice to Charles Shire and Timothy Woolley Queeley, which I believe she's still with today. All right. So, in The Way We Were in 1973, she played Vicky Bliss or Bissinger. Okay, hope I pronounced it right. Then, of course, in the Star Trek episode we're talking about today, then in '74 she played Jenny Colcord in A Knife for the Ladies, and then back in 1969, while she did Star Trek, she also appeared in one episode of Mission Impossible with Peter Graves in that TV series action, and she played the role of Stephanie, and it was from season 3, episode 18, called Live Bait. She was in that. So, all right. And according to IMDb, it looks like the last thing she worked on was back in 1977, where she was in 6 episodes of a TV miniseries called Washington Behind Closed Doors, which got a pretty good rating back then. And then one episode before that of the Rockford Files, she was a girl in tub. And the episode was from season 3, episode 22, called Dirty Money, Black Light. And then before that, when Matt Helm went to a brief TV series after Dean Martin left doing the movies, she played Amy Farrah in that in '75. And it was from season 1, episode 10, called Think Murder. Nice. All right, so that is the mini bio of the actress Miss Diana Ewing. And she's still alive. That's so cool. And my same age as my mom. That's awesome. All right. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our next episode. And I admit this is one of my secret favorites, The Savage Curtain. As I said, it didn't get a very good rating, but that's okay. It's okay. All right. The director is Herschel Doherty. The writers were Gene Roddenberry, Arthur Heinemann, and Arthur H. Singer. And we're going to look at the gentleman who played Lincoln, Lee Bergier, and we'll look at the actor who played who played Surak, Barry Atwater. And in a rare twist, I'm going to go ahead and also add one more person. We'll look at Philip Pine, who played Colonel Green. So that should be interesting. Those were the 3 main people. All right. Yeah, I don't normally do 3, but this time I figured, why not? It is our last week, so okay. All right, in the trivia department, Lincoln tells Kirk, there is no honorable way to kill, no gentle way to destroy. There's nothing good in war except its ending. This speech, written by the Star Trek screenwriters, has become so popular that some people mistakenly believe it to be something the real Abraham Lincoln said, hence the Mandela effect. This is the final episode of the series to feature the entire ensemble cast of Kirk, Spock, McCoy, Scotty, Uhura, Sulu, and Chekhov. This episode also marks the final appearance of Nichelle Nichols' Uhura in the series. The Savage Curtain introduces Klingon founding father Kahless and Vulcan founding father Surak to to the Star Trek universe. Kahless's history played an important role in several episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation and Star Trek Deep Space Nine, where he is considered a force for good. And Surak's history was crucial to the final season of Star Trek Enterprise in 2001, which also gave a little bit of backstory to Colonel Philip F. Green. Zora of Tiburon is the only historic figure introduced here who was not further developed in a later Star Trek series. This marks the second time TOS encounters a silicon-based life form. The first time was, of course, in The Devil in the Dark. I mentioned that. Janusz Prohaska played both life forms, with Bart LaRue supplying the Excalibion's voice. Colonel Green's uniform was recycled into the spacesuit worn by Mork in his appearances on Happy Days in 1974 and Mork and Mindy in 1978. So that's cool. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Okay, cool. And there's no spoilers in this, so awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the soundtrack. Should be the same. There we go. Courage and Norman. And let's see. Yep, and right there on the sound stages of stage 31 and 32, but mostly the fighting and the scenes, that was all on stage 32, mostly there in Paramount. The filming dates were from December 11th, 1968 to December 19th, 1968. So that took 8 days. All right, cool. And now we'll take a look at the cast and crew. And of course, let's take a look here first at Lee Bergere. Okay, unfortunately, we did lose Lincoln in 2007 as an actor. Born in Brooklyn, New York, he began his career in 1936 as the understudy to Danny Kaye in the Broadway production of Lady in the Dark with Gertrude Lawrence. His television debut was with James Dean in the live production of Thunder on Sycamore Street. A World War II veteran, he was in charge of entertainment services for soldiers serving in North Africa, and he is best known for his role as Lincoln in this episode. So, thank you, Mr. Lee Bergere, for your military service. So, in Brooklyn, he was born April 10th, 1918, and he died January 31st, 2007, at the ripe old age of 88. So, a good career for Mr. Lee Bergere. All right. Now, he did appear in a number of TV miniseries. So, I'll try to go here in year order. Studio One, he played Arthur Hayes in 1954 from season 6, episode 26. That was the one that he worked with James Dean on, called Thunder on Sycamore Street. Then in 1978, he appeared in 2 episodes of the TV series Soap, which featured that gay Billy Crystal character, among others. Anatole Martins, he played 2 episodes of that. And that was season 2, episode 6, and then season 2, episode 8 as Anatole Martins. So he was in that twice. And then in a Dynasty, the TV series Dynasty with the great Joan Collins, he played Joseph Anders for 58 episodes from 1981 to 1983 in that series. And finally, in 1985, he appeared for 6 episodes in North and South Book 1 and North and South Book 2. In that miniseries, he played Nicholas Fabre for 6 episodes of that series. The last appearance he made before he died in 1991, he was in the new WKRP in Cincinnati TV series, which was revised and rebooted and brought back. He plays a pig in that. And that's an episode, season. Yeah, go back. Okay. And that was the very first episode from season 1 called How Did We Get Here? Where he plays a pig. That's weird. Okay. So that is the mini bio of Lee Bergere. Now we'll look at Barry Atwater. Okay, we did lose Barry Atwater in 1978. Not only an actor, but he was also a worker in the sound department. He was in a movie called Vice Raid in 1959. He was born May 16th, 1918, in Denver, Colorado. He was an actor known for, of course, Star Trek One Step Beyond in 1959 and Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea in 1964. He died May 24th, 1978, in Los Angeles. He was 60 years old. And let's see. So, besides playing Surak, he was in 2 episodes, as I said, of One Step Beyond. From season 1, episode 22, he played Mr. Graham in a episode called The Riddle. And then in season 2, episode 21, he played President Abraham Lincoln in The Day the World Wept, the Lincoln story. Nice. One Step Beyond. Okay. Then in Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea from 65 to 68, and of course, One Step Beyond was 1959 to 1960. In Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, he appeared also in 2 episodes. In season 1, called episode 22, called The Buccaneer, he played a character named Logan, but he used his 2 initials, GB Atwater. And then in season 4, he came back, and that was episode 26 called No Way Back. And he plays Major General Benedict Arnold in that time travel episode. Yeah, see, there you go, Captain Finity Time Travel Police. There was a time travel episode in Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea that we'll need to further examine. Yeah, from season 4, episode 26, called No Way Back. Yeah, we'll have to examine that one. In the future, though. Yeah, I know we're going through Star Trek first. Okay, and finally, Playhouse 90 back in 1958 in the TV series there. He appeared in 1 episode from season 2, episode 39, where he played George Wilson in an episode called The Great Gatsby. So, very cool. All right, and last but not least, he was in a movie back in 1978 before he passed. The last work he had called The Kid from Not So Big, where he plays Nickerson in that. So cool. Plus, he also did appear in the Rockford Files for 1 episode. So, around that time. Cool. Yeah, he did a lot of TV work. How'd it go, babe?
She's not in the office.
She's not there?
Yeah, 4 people looking for her.
Okay, so what are you going to do? Wait till she shows up?
What else can I do? I'm not going to sit downstairs and wait for her.
No, but go back down, like, I would say in 2 hours. I would say in 2 hours. Yeah, make sure you get her before that office closes. She's so, she bugs us when we, I don't care. This is the second to last episode of a show.
She's gone.
Yeah, but then when we don't have anything available and prepared, she comes and bugs the shit out of us.
Yep.
What a fucking stupid landlord. I swear to God, she sucks. Okay. And of course, she's a foreigner. What else is new? All right, so let's see. Next, we have Philip Pine. So we'll look at Philip here. Colonel Green. All right, we did lose Philip Pine in 2006. He was not only an actor, but a writer and a director in a movie called Murder by Contract in 1958 is one of them that he appeared in. He was born on July 16th, 1920 in Hanford, California. He was an actor and writer known for The Cat Ate the Parakeet in 1972, Star Trek, of course, and Posse from Heaven in 1975. He was married to Madeline Connor Keene. He died on December 22nd, 2006 in Las Vegas, Nevada. He was 86 years old. Okay, he played the character of Earl in The Cat Ate the Parakeet in 1972. Then, of course, Colonel Green in this episode. Then, in 1975, he wrote the script, one of the writers for Posse from Heaven. And then in The Twilight Zone, In 1960 to 63, he did appear in 2 episodes of that series. From season 1, episode 13, he was Verge Sterrig in The Four of Us Are Dying. And then in season 4, episode 15, he played the role of Leonard O'Brien in The Incredible World of Horace Ford. Nice. And let's see. The last thing he worked on back in 2005, a short movie called Creep, where he plays a man in that. Okay. So that is the mini bio of Philip Pine from this episode. All right. So we are caught up, and yeah, so let's go back here. There we go. All right. So that takes care of part 2 of today's final 6 episodes. And I'll cross that out in my own. Okay. So 23 and 24. The finale is tomorrow. Okay. On December 3rd. All right, cool. Okay, I think I'm all caught up on everything. All right. Remember, don't forget to hit the like button if you like what you've seen today. Don't forget to share this with your friends and family. Don't forget also to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. We have 39 wonderful community sub family members that we have reinvigorated and brought back into the fold, as it were. And remember that wonderful bell. Don't forget to hit the all notifications bells that you can be notified of any of these future live webcams. Also, any podcasts I might do later in the next year in 2026. And of course, any live streams that I plan on doing after I give the big reveal on January 1st. The time to be determined on that still. I haven't decided what time I want to do that on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, excuse me. But we'll figure it out. All right, so tomorrow for the final 2 episodes of the original Star Trek, we've got All Our Yesterdays with Mr. Atos, which is so cool. And that, of course, got an 8.1 out of 10 from over 3,800 people. Yeah, that's going to be great. So we'll do that one tomorrow. And then last but not least, Turnabout Intruder, which, the final premiere, it said it came out June 3rd, 1969. It was the final episode of the entire original TOS series. And, of course, features the insane Dr. Janice Lester, who wants to take over the Enterprise from her ex-lover, Captain James Tiberius Kirk. So that Turnabout Intruder. So that should be good, going over those 2 episodes tomorrow. Okay. All right, and in the chat we have Mike Say Ha live. Welcome, my Swedish brother, bit with the big wavy hands. Hello, hello. Welcome, Captain Finity, Time Travel Police. Live long and prosper to you, sir. And of course, Kevin's Theme Park Adventures. Hey, Mikey. And hey, Captain. And also, he's waving. And also, he is gives the thumbs up there. So, thank you, Kevin. And I'm just going to type in a little thing here saying, are awesome. There we go. Well, if you let me type, you silly computer. There we go. Yeah, I just wanted to say this personally. All of you are awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all being here. And of course, the big hearts. There we go to everybody. Last night we had a great stream there, Captain. I'm glad you were there, Kevin, for it. Mike, say hi. You need to come to some more of our wonderful shows that we have with our friend Jim. And of course, the chats that we have with Captain Infinity Time Travel Police. So, yeah, make sure you check those out with us. Okay. So we got 3 likes already. Cool. Still have 1 person watching. So that is very awesome. Alrighty. So in recap, as I said, January 1st, big reveal, time to be determined. That'll be on New Year's Day. After February 1st, we will be doing 3 days a week, Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Again, time to be determined. We'll be continuing with my final reviews of my last pop culture series I plan on doing for a while, and that'll be Get Smart. And we will start with episodes 19 and 20 from season 3. There are actually 5 episodes of that. But after I do that, as I said, I will also cover the 2 movies that Get Smart did after the series, which were The Naked Bomb and, of course, Get Smart Again. And then uh, I'll cover the Fox series, which featured Andy Dick, who is the son of Maxwell Smart, Agent 86, and, of course, mom, Barbara Feldon, who plays Agent 99. And it features Bernie Kopell in one last appearance as Siegfried in that 6 episode series. So, yeah, we will cover that. And then the last and very last thing we'll cover from Get Smart will be the reboot movie from 2008, which featured Steve Carell as Maxwell Smart and Hathaway as Agent 99. She looked all right in that. Alan Arkin as Chief, and of course, Dwayne The Rock Johnson as Agent 23. So that should be good. That'll be for next year, like I said, after February 1st, 2026. Okay. So tomorrow will be the last episode, 2 episodes of TOS, and our last webcam or live stream from this ChattyBloggerMS channel for now. Until, like I said, till January. So I hope everybody enjoys your day, the rest of your day, and the rest of your week, and hope everything goes well for you folks and all your families. And special prayer goes out, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, to Mike Seha, Captain Finity Time Travel Police, and Kevin Theme Park Adventures. Amen. Thank you, sir. All your families and all your friends. Hope everybody does well. No more tragedies. Let's hope that everything goes good. Right? Big prayer hands there. Thanks, Kevin. Okay. So as my beautiful wife says, always leave everything in God's hands. And of course, Larry, who says, always be yourself. And as for myself, as I always say, remember, you'll never know where you'll hear or see me next. That comes from both brothers Matt Arnold and Jim's Landscape. So thank you, brothers Matt and Jim, for that. Don't forget that, Kevin's Theme Park Adventures has his videos of the 70th anniversary of Disneyland earlier this year, so make sure you check those out. Mike Seha 89 here, or Mike Seha live there in Sweden. He has some great content. Make sure you please go to his channel and subscribe. You'll be interested in some of the commentary and stuff he does on his channel. And finally, last but not least, our friend Captain Finity Time Travel Police, who is about ready to finish his nonfiction prose of illustrations about a fictional concept called time travel. And it is a comic, and it is coming out soon. So make sure you get ready to purchase a few copies. It should be very fascinating, but very interesting as well. Okay, so I think I've covered everybody. As for, like I said, just keep watching this channel. Make sure you hit all notifications. Do that so that you'll know what happens. If we do, like I said, if we do have a surprise JAS or special edition JAS, it will be a live stream, but it will be limited, subscribers only. But if we do that, before the end of this year, we'll let you know. I mean, I'll give you plenty of notice if that happens. But if not, then you'll know why. But like I was going to finally say, God bless America. God bless Canada. God bless the UK and Europe and the rest of this world that we live in. As you know, we have just one, so make sure you become the guardians and the you know, the caretakers and the guardians of this world for future generations so that they can enjoy landscapes, landmarks, and everything else that's out there. And remember also, let's try to pray and work on a fragile world peace so that there is no more war, no more destruction, and no more killing, no more unaliveness. Let's hope and pray for that. So, all right, amen. So, with all that, peace from Mikey Sue's here at ChattyBloggerMS, which stands for our names. And of course, that beautiful girl over there, Moon Pie, who turns 9 next year, next March. And of course, our beautiful Deja Vu, who's over on the bed, who just turned 5 yesterday on December 1st. Beautiful girl there. So, on behalf of all 4 of us, we love all of you guys and girls out there. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time on ChattyBloggerMS, which stands for Mikey Sue's. Take care. And thank you, Mike Seha. And Kevin says nice. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, Mikey. Take care, Kevin. We'll see you guys soon. And thank you, Captain.